Hi, this is Shadi. Today we're going to be looking at the grappling techniques that we do on a daily basis, and just to remind you of how destructive they can be, but at the same time, what amazing options we have in terms of subduing someone and keeping them unharmed until the right backup shows up. Again, this is a gentle reminder that what we do is very effective and very dangerous, even quote sports judo and sports jiu-jitsu. So we're going to be looking at two instances. The first one is going to be a man that's trying to control someone, a troublemaker, until backup shows up. So if anyone knows a little bit more about this story, please share down below. Notice how he's tying his arms, one with his legs and the other one lacing his own arm, just calmly gets his own hat, and just does not harm the man. Sure, he's controlled, but he does not harm him. But let me show you what you actually can do with this position in a way that can be, irreversible and possibly even deadly. So this is Goodridge in the early days of the UFC. Just sheer brutality, and look at what you can do with this position. And yet that man chose to stay calm and subdue him and wait for law enforcement or whoever to take control of the situation. Very amazing decision by the man and great attitude. And this is how these skills should be used, in my opinion. Now, this is in the old days of judo. It was called Jigoku Jime, or Hell's Strangle. Now it is grouped under the official name Okuri Eri Jime, or Sending Collar Strangle, or Sliding Collar Strangle. So there's many ways you can do it. You can use the leg to push on the head. You can use the lapel to push it away from you, or you can use the other lapel to actually pull it towards you. So there's many things you can do. Or here, for example, even before you can go to the Ashi Gatame, then you can switch to this strangle by catching the arm, almost like you're trying to go for Juji Gatame. But here you actually grab the far lapel, pull it towards you, and push the head with your leg. Now the second one is, I'm sure you've seen it, it's the Nate Diaz guillotine that he used. Honestly, he was intoxicated. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't have a problem with, again, controlling someone, but it was the way that he let him go. And if I'll share the Instagram post that the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu instructors handle it, you can see it in its entirety, and he just lets him go without just laying him down, and that can cause a lot of damage to the head because he's unconscious. He's just gonna slam the concrete with his head and possibly have irreversible damage. Now, fortunately, the man is okay. He even does a post about it. Apparently, he's well known also on social media. But the good thing is he is okay. But, if you are trying to do such a thing, maybe you're forced to do it, just lay someone down, because when they're unconscious, you can't control them. They're not going to do, a break fall. They're not going to do any of that stuff. So just lay them down gently and just leave the scene, because it's very important. So again, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu instructors showed how the best and safest way to deal with this after they go unconscious. Now, here you see it again, but there's just so many things that you can do. Again, the first example is the greatest example. The man got the person in the crucifix, and just waited there. He did not inflict any harm, and that was an amazing example of how these skills should be used. Now, this, again, the great Masahiko Kimura is demonstrating his own variation of Hadaka Jime, or naked choke. Notice how he grabs his own wrist and the other hand is posted on the shoulder and just retracts his shoulders back, and that is sufficient to cause enough pressure to get the opponent to submit. So Now, there's another thing I want to discuss when it comes to strangles. We often say this, you've seen even, some of the best black belts online say this, it's very merciful because it's not like a kick to the head or like a knee to the head. A strangle, the moment they go unconscious, you just lay them down and there's no damage done to them and whatever. And it's very merciful, and it's one of those things that Jiu-Jitsu has. But apparently the law disagrees in many states or many countries, because apparently Nate Diaz is actually facing a lot of problems with this. It's second-degree battery, I believe. And he might even face up to 7 years. So please be careful with these things. Even the strangles that we think they are, quote, merciful, you can still face a lot of problems. I believe even here in France, there is laws about judo black belts using their judo on the streets. So maybe I'll get my hands on it and share it with you. I don't know, but still, you should be very careful when using this stuff. Again, the first example is the best example. Pinning someone and just making sure as if the moment you let go, as if nothing happened to them. And that's what you want to do. So anything from takedowns and arm locks and strangles and striking, just be careful. Pin is your best option, and a takedown that's really considerate, that's the only way I can put it, is your best option. I probably should do a series on the takedowns that get you to the ground for a good pin without causing any type of damage. Maybe I'll do it very soon, but still, you should always be careful, because you don't want to exchange your gi with an orange jumpsuit. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.